Ajayi Oluwatobi, Chairman and CEO, NORD Automobiles Ltd. Oluwatobi is a widely creative and astute entrepreneur. He is the founder of NORD Automobiles Ltd, one of the first Nigerian automobile brands, and Africa's premier automobile corporation. He started his career at Mercedes-Benz Nigeria, going very fast to become the head of division Vans, and later co-founded JetVan, an authorized dealer of Mercedes-Benz. Oluwatobi is among the most influential people in the Nigerian auto industry, winning so many local and international awards and recognitions for his contributions to the automotive industry in Nigeria and Africa. He was listed by Forbes as one of the most promising young entrepreneurs in Africa for 2018. He is an alumnus of the prestigious Lagos Business School, Pan Atlantic University, where he bagged his MBA. He has a certificate from the IESE Business School, Spain, after completing his Pan-African EMBA module. He holds a Bachelor of Agriculture in Social Science and Farm Mechanization, Olabisi Onabanjo University, Ogun State. He is a Fellow of the Institute of Credit Administrators.
So at the moment, our focus on mentorship is on technology, engineering, and sciences. We're trying to raise entrepreneurs in engineering, geosciences. We know fully well that somebody like you, more or less like entrepreneur in engineering. Yeah. So we want more of this so that we can increase the unemployment, we can reduce unemployment in our nation. So we're trying to give a level playground for students, graduates, fresh graduates, and the rest like that. So that's what EMBI is all about, basically. Yeah. So I'm not tired of my insights, my name once again. At the moment, I was intrigued when I was told. Yeah, if a cousin of mine just called me and he said, there is a guy that came out that finished from our school. Oh, wow. And he said, it's not manufacturing vehicle in Nigeria. It's a lie. And I checked it out online and I saw you. I checked most of the things. I felt like I finished from OE, soil and farm mechanization. I'm like, so I was intrigued and impressed. I felt like, wow, I need to have an interview with this person. And thank God I'm alive and routine. And I saw something very crazy about you. I mean, that were very crazy about you. You did something around engineering. I mean, you did something around solar mechanization, and now you're into engineering, basically. I'm looking at the next future. You might do something different. I don't know, but you can tell us better. Because I'm very certain that at the time you were small, while in secondary school, you were not thinking to do farm mechanization or whatever. I don't know what was in your mind. So can you tell us a few about yourself?
I'm ready. Okay, so
yes.
Ready.
Okay. So we are live on Instagram.
Okay.
So we have some of our followers following us. So we'll be asking questions also.
Okay. When I was young, or when I was a lot younger, let's say before, when I was a teenager, even before I was a teenager, my major my dream was to be, it started with being a doctor. I think that was before I was 10, right? Was experiencing being a doctor. So as I grew older, my uncle, who is late now, he said that he saw that I have a thing for engineering, and that I should be an aeronautic engineer. So this is long. He died in 1998. So you can imagine how far this was. So he got me some books. Engineering. I was really young. I was less than 10 years. He got me some books. So even told me about one school in the US where they do the course. Aeronautic engineering. So that's engineering for planes, basically. So I was interested. And if you ask me all through my secondary school, I was told you I wanted to be an aeronautic engineer. But there was no school in Nigeria doing it then. So my plan was to leave Nigeria. Not because of the economic reason, but because I wanted to do it. But of course, after, first of all, he died even before I went to secondary school. And then in secondary school, the reality of life more or less hit me. And I realized that, oh, you know what, I may not be able to go to US school. And let me just, because my parents were able to afford it at that time. So let me just be able to, pass my jam, pass my YA, and go to Nigerian University. So I filled the form, the jam form. I wrote my jam once. I just did jam once. I passed my YA to once. My very first YA. That's why I got to university when I was 16. The make out of I left secondary school 16. I got to university that same year, which is Osu. So my first choice was elect. My second choice was I can't remember what second choice was. I know my first choice was elect. And Osu was actually not my first choice. Osu was my second choice. My first choice was the Federal University. I think IFE or Automobiles. Or I can't remember. Or University of Automobiles. I can't remember. And it was a friend. You know, that's how we do it now. Those days. I don't know before post UAB came, that was how we used to do it then. You choose the Federal Union as first choice. You choose the State Union as second choice. And you choose one tough course, you know. So my OU was my second choice. And elect was my first choice. So what happened was that my dad was a Port Harcourt, I think I chose Port Harcourt. I can't remember clearly. I know I chose the Federal University. But later we realized that the logistics of even trying to get the admission was very difficult. So my parents decided to go to the secondary also and Honorable State to make a couple of people there. So we tried to do the legal paperwork to change your school. But my score was relatively low. I think the cutoff for engineering was maybe 280 or so. I scored 220 something, I can't remember.
If you have done engineering, you have taken to Ipoh.
Yeah, Ipoh campus, yeah. So I didn't make the cutoff for engineering. Of course, they gave me an option to do all these PTP courses or something like that. No, I said no. I wasn't going to do that. And so they said that the only course they were going to give me was they didn't even, I remember the conversation very well. They didn't even say it, so they just said, we're going to take you to Agric. And you know what? Man, so maybe 2-3 days later, when I agreed, so 2 days later, they called me and said that my name should be out. My name is out in Agric, in College of Agric. So I went to the board and I checked and I saw my name on that soil science and farm organization. I think the third list. Third list. So this happened more or less like in December 2014. December 2004. So I resumed like February, March in school, you know, and that was like going to soil science. Yeah, so I wanted to study elect, but you know, the way Nigeria, the way they do their things, and I don't want to say their fault. I was the one who scored 220 something in jam, like 224. So yeah, so I got off was 270 something. So yeah, so that's how I found myself in. But so one of the reasons why I like it again is that there's a bit of engineering, and there is a lot of engineering. Yes, exactly. Because I remember I did a lot of physics, which I still use to today, which is one of the reasons why I got a Mercedes job. You do a lot of physics, the farm mechanization part of it. You have to do the farm mechanization with machines. Yeah, so that part of it is not so out of place.
I remember in one of the conversations you said something that when you go to your interview test or whatever.
Of mathematics.
Okay, more mathematics.
And mathematics, quantitative. Okay. So I think the test more or less tested IQ, I believe. You know, so yeah, I think so. But I remember the test, it was more like quantitative, the boxes, okay, what is this? Then some mathematics questions, not too difficult. But at the same time, you need to be fast. Yes, not just fast, you need to understand some basic principles of mathematics to be able to solve them.
Yeah, that's a wonderful one. One of the reasons why I still saying that you're a creative personality, possibly that's why you're an entrepreneur and you're doing crazy things. Why savvy? You know, many people, even at the point of NYS, they're yet to even discover themselves. Yeah, I reading through or watching through what your interview you've done so far, you got to that point. He said, let me take advantage of this opportunity. So I know entrepreneurs to take advantage of the opportunity. He said, oh, let me check out this Mercedes-Benz company. You enter. Fortunately again, the secretary was not there. And unfortunately again, she's Ajayi. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, who exactly is Oluwatobi Ajayi in terms of taking advantage of opportunities?
Okay. Well, that's a very good question in a way, because I'm very result driven. I'm very solution driven. Very, 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 to the point that sometimes it even affects some of my friendships with people, my relationships with people. I'm very result driven. So when there's a problem, when other people are more or less focused on wailing and screaming and discussing why the problem exists, what caused the problem, I just try to analyze what caused the problem. But the reason why I'm doing all this, when I even dwell on the problem, the reason why I'm dwelling on the cause of the problem, how it happened, so is because I want to know how to solve it. Immediately a problem happens, I'm already thinking about how to get out of that problem. I'm already thinking about how to provide solutions to that problem. I've been like that since I was maybe before 10 years old. I don't know why, maybe because I'm the first born of my house, where I had to make a lot of decisions. Our firstborns are home, I don't know, things are changing now. But then, when, I'm very sure, which is, things where your parents give you a lot of responsibility as a firstborn, In fact, sometimes you're like the second parents, just the truth of the matter. So I think, and at that point, I realized that I'm better off solving problems than dwelling on the problem or discussing the problem, because discussing the problem doesn't change anything. Solving the problem does. So I think that's what made me, that helps a lot in this entrepreneurship journey, because whenever I find myself in a place, I look for how to maximize the opportunity. I'm always looking for how to turn even disappointments into blessings. Every time, very true. Every time. I remember there was a time I made a vehicle for somebody. This was like 2 years ago. One of our first small vehicles. And the customer that told me to make it for him, that I was going to buy the vehicle, all of a sudden said he wasn't going to buy it. Why? Because he had taken my money. Immediately I already got somebody. Immediately I started looking for, I didn't even dwell too much on the man wants to ruin my life. I already got somebody who was willing to buy the vehicle again. Until the man, just like the day after, the man came again and changed his mind. He said, oh, he's still going to buy. Which of course made it easier for me, because it means that I'll have to convince the other person I was going to buy or why he had to buy a new brand or something. So that's me for you. Anytime I find myself in a situation, I always look for how to get out of that situation. I always try to look for the solution to a problem. And that's where I am. And that's why so many things, even my friends, we do things differently.
So I'm sorry for saying, I saw something about you're still going to proceed what you're saying. I saw something, one of the Twitter, you said something about, let us come together, let us solve problems. I saw the comments. I want to, for my own end, you may not be so satisfied with some of the comments you had, because not so much were discussed. I was tell us more about it. I still saying.
So the thing is this: Twitter or social media generally is for every serious person knows that you get things done on Twitter. Twitter is, or not only Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is for awareness, it's for starting a conversation. But once it's started, the real work is always done outside. So we've started some work outside. I've spoken to some entrepreneurs, build big and small, different age. I'm someone that I like where the position I'm in. I'm someone that I have friends from the oldest person to the youngest people. I relate very well with everybody. So, and that's the truth of the matter. There's a proverb that says, I can't remember the proverb, but it says something about something of Gom or Dale and something about something like that. Basically, it is the strength of the child, of the youth, and the wisdom of the elders. That's how they form the live. So basically, I work with everybody, the old and young, to try and make the country better. But we are doing a lot of work. But like I said, Twitter and social media, Instagram is for getting the awareness, starting the conversation, getting people to know that we are doing this. But a lot of people have come behind, both to DM or finding me, and we are doing a lot of things. There are a lot of things, and I feel that if we get some things right, from an entrepreneurship point, I think that people are doing the right thing, and a lot of people recognize the powers of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are some of the most important, what I call it, pieces of a society, especially a capitalist society like our own. We pay the highest tax, if not all, most of the tax. We even, in fact, we are responsible for almost all the tax, because even the payee, the employment income, it is because entrepreneurs create jobs. So they create, they solve problems, they create an environment. But we still need the government, which is what something like not just government. When I say government, a lot of people make a mistake in Nigeria when we say government. Sorry. When we say government, a lot of people think we're talking about no, only politicians. Okay. Personally, I felt the incompetence, the hostility of the Nigerian government towards businesses more from civil servants than from politicians. I don't even get my point. I'm not really personally. Everybody has their own personal experience. From a personal point of view, people have shown me more pepper. Yeah, when I talk about Nigerian government not being supportive, I'm really because politicians really, for me, in terms of really, Nigeria, we have some of the best policies and laws. So it means that for me, what I call it from a political perspective, we're trying. Do you understand? We have some good laws, some very good laws. I will not lie to you. Like the major problem is enforcement.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? And so the matter is that even the executive arm, use the executive arm of government, the executive now employs the executive arm. Who are the executive arm? The ones that we employ. That's what we call politicians, right? That the governors, the local government chairman, which I don't know much about them, which is one problem exactly. I will talk about maybe like the governors, the deputy governor. Talking about the executive arm, right? The president, the VP. Every other person is appointed by them. And some of the people that are actually not that are responsible for this enforcement are people that are going to be there, whether a party A wins or party B wins, regardless of the party. The policeman that is supposed to not keep somebody in custody for more than 48 hours or charge him to court. That's what the law says. Keep somebody, if I arrest somebody, put the person in police custody for 48 hours or charge the person to court. It is a policeman that would, the police structure basically, that would enforce that via the executive arm of government. The governor or the president is not going to come and really do that in every police station. And the thing of the matter is that the policeman, whether it is party A or party B, is going to remain, whether the next government comes.
I had a conversation with somebody this morning, and we were talking about somebody from outside the country.
Yeah.
So he needed his Texas, he needed some data.
Yeah.
So from 2 countries.
Yeah, I said on Twitter too.
Exactly.
So that's another problem. So is that the whether you vote in another person? So I think sometimes we just that's like Twitter we do a lot of talking without really saying what the problem is. What really the problem is. And I think a lot of people just enjoy the talking. The talking is good. You cheat, but in everything in life,
that's a starting point.
Yeah, in everything in life, you need to understand the purpose, of what it is. If you use the purpose, then you start to fail. Now, Twitter is very good. I use it a lot. Social media, basically, even Instagram, is good. You should start conversation, create awareness. There are a lot of companies that have started from conversations on Twitter. Do you understand? There are a lot of solutions that have been provided from conversations on Twitter. They're very good. But we have to understand that you need to go to the real world to effect those changes.
Of course.
You need to come to the real world. The NORD is not produced, and we have people, real people. Some of my staff do not even have any social media. Do you understand? You have to talk to, you have to speak their language, you have to motivate them to create the right things. Do you get my point? So China, where I bring a lot of my things from, are not even Twitter is banned in China, for example. Do you get my point? But we have to talk to them, we have to look for a way to speak their language and create the right products, the rest and the rest. So and even outside maybe Germany and the rest, So it's good to start the conversation from there. But we need to come back to Nigeria. We need to understand that it goes beyond conversation to solve some of our problems. We need to actually fold our sleeves and get some things done. I was mentioning about it, it's not the people you voted that really go to maybe a regulator now. A lot of regulatory bodies. Ask any businessman that's dealing with any regulator. The regulators that are frustrating genuine businesses, mainly from young people like you and I, taking my point. Is it the governor himself that is not that is abusing the law? No. Do you understand? It's not. And the truth of the matter is that some people that are abusing the law, they've been in that position or they've been working in the civil service for 20-something years. So you cannot, it's stupidity to actually blame one political party or something. Do you get my point? Because whether you bring in a new, even if I form a party today and I form the new party, that regulator will keep frustrating people. Exactly. It's not about the party in power, it's about the system. Do you get my point? Because so when we talk about the government, government is the problem, but to me, the government, the people, the everyday people, the civil servant. So what we can do, is still, but it still now falls down in a way to the executive, and still, what we can do to solve this problem is ensure that there are consequences for actions. I'll give you a good example. I don't want to go into personal example, don't worry. I have examples of where people frustrate me in my business, like serious frustrations. I don't want to give examples like, I think you know what I go through every day in this country. Just every day, almost every day, I feel like giving up. I feel like just leaving. Yes, even to this stage, even as in quotes big as I am. Yes, exactly. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
When I sat down there, a question came to my mind.
Yeah.
I really felt like exactly the same question. I really felt like because I know let me not go there. I know your position, the way you disrupted a particular trend.
Yeah.
You face a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you that question.
So now the challenge I was facing, or the kind of challenges I was facing 4 years ago, is what I'm facing now. The truth of the matter is that the reputation I have now helps a bit in solving some problems. There are certain people that will not mess with my company just because they know that it might not be good for them, But it doesn't change the fact that the rod still exists. I was about to give you somebody somewhere, I won't mention the industry or whatever, because Nigeria is not to the point where you can just, Now, and I'll tell you why. So somebody did something to my company because the person, wanted to collect bribe and we're not willing to give, basically. So the person was upset. All the person needed to do was just write a report. Nothing else. He's not the one to sign, not to anything. Just write a report of my company. My company has everything. Just write a report. And this person refused for weeks. And I was losing money. Time is money in this business. You are wasting time. You are not meeting deadlines. It's not happy. This thing. And I got upset when I realized this guy is doing games. Actually, I had somebody in that agency that told me that this guy said that because you didn't give him this money, he was going to frustrate you, but you lose all, blah, 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 blah. I was upset. I was like, wow. He said this was a junior to that person that told me this was what he was saying. So you know what I did? I didn't want to, I tried to reach the head of that agency. I couldn't reach the person. So I reached somebody in the supervising agency, the supervising ministry. Sorry, every agency is other ministry. I was able to reach somebody that was just like a step below the minister. And I told the person that these people, after I'm just young, I'm 32, I know what I've gone through to invest. I wasn't going from the rich room. I know the risk I've taken, the loans I've taken, the things that I've done to get to where I am today. To invest this money that I've not even broken even. We've invested real money. Yeah, buying equipment and machine and everything. And landed properties just to move this country forward. So that whenever we travel out of the country, we say we produce our own things here in this country. And I told this person that this is, and I know because the person supports, the person likes what I'm doing. Like, but these people are frustrating me. So this person, this happened in Abuja, I wasn't there, you know. And so I told my lawyer to follow this very powerful person to this agency. And when they go there, they met the top person that I've tried to back the road. And that person went to this officer and said, why have you not done this thing? You know? And the person was like, basically, he gave a very stupid excuse. Like, for many weeks, this thing has been on the table. And they were upset. I knew what they did. But my lawyer was there. My lawyer told me that all they did was that they just collected the file, my file from him. And they gave the file. They transferred the file to somebody else. You know? To somebody else. And my lawyer got that person complicated. And that very day, the person was able to do the, or the next day, I think the person was able to do the report and we submitted to those to sign and everything. Now, will I say the problem was solved? Yes, from a personal point, the problem was solved. But I'm not happy. You know why? Nothing happened to that person. That guy that refused to treat my file because I didn't give him money. Nothing happened to him. Even though I met, like, you know, sir, I met all your criteria. It's money. Do you understand? Meeting criteria is investment. Do you understand? Hard-earned investment. That's why people, you see people that Nigeria is not going to invest. People would rather not invest or do the hard work because they know they can pay their way out. Do you understand? I'm a young guy, maybe that's why I'm just going to try. I feel that I have a long way to go, even if I'm wrong about Nigeria. I have a long way. Do you understand? I'm learning on the job. I'm looking at the mocks and the rest and saying, okay, so even if Nigeria becomes a useless place, I can carry this my knowledge that I've done, this my reputation, and go to America and compete with the likes of everyone and the rest. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing. Maybe that's why I'm doing. I want to do it the right way.
Now, looking at you, speaking from this perspective, and I'm so sure that the level of challenges you are facing is quite different from those startups. Yeah, and if you are to be facing these and at this point, what's your hope of?
It's really bad. That's what I'm saying. You see, we need to, and it's not. Someone will say it's not the politics. You see, we need to change a lot of things. We need to change. We, and it is not. You see, you talk about that something.
You don't lost the studio now.
Yes.
And you had the opportunity to speak to somebody.
Yes. Yes.
What if I didn't have something?
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So, we could not really finish that. Let me finish that what I was saying about the major problem. Now, if that guy was not punished, I tried to, but that guy was not punished. That guy, the only thing he did to me was take my file away from him. That's not, they're not doing anything, no demotion, no query, nothing. Only a small embarrassment, you know, embarrassment that, he said he would do this to me and he could not. So to me, it's like, almost like a salesperson goes to the market, to go out there to look for a customer and doesn't see. That's the way it is. That, so that this guy is going to do it again and again and again. So it's like, toba jello, okay. I don't need to get my point. We need to get to the point, and this is where, and it has nothing. This is not whether you vote for this or vote for that. Now, we need to get to the point where people will pay of the action. If you ask somebody for bribe and he refuses to give you, and you decide to frustrate his business, there should be a body, which we have, funny enough. Actually, it's just the execution. I told you. There should be people, there should be a system, a functioning system that punishes that person.
So now,
and not just punish. So, let me tell you what I was going to do. That when you punish that person, it sends a strong message around. Why don't you? Do you know why people Even no matter how broke you are, you don't go into a bank to rob. Why? Because you get caught and go get beaten. You don't know about police. People will catch you. You don't understand. So people tend to, human beings, regardless of color of skin or whatever it is, we're a creature that thrives on this carrot and stick philosophy. If you do well, take your carrot. If you don't do well, take your stick.
Many lessons.
Do you understand? There need to be consequences for good action. When people do good things, we should
recognition
and all these things, and there also need to be consequences for bad actions. It's a very big problem.
That's right.
You know, so that's everybody. There's no. I have friends. One of my friends are entrepreneurs, or including my wife, one entrepreneur. Anytime we sit down and gist, there's nobody that doesn't have one stupid problem.
Now, I would like to take you back to actually from the standpoint I could see that integrity is one of the key things. Yeah. For which your organization.
I'm here because of integrity. I tell people every time. Because I'm here because of integrity. Philemon.
So, I could see your organization, one of the core values of this organization. How many of us, we complain so much about the politicians. We complain so much about the politicians. But unfortunately, even though we do this, let's ask ourselves. When we even have the privilege, what are we going to do with it? So, that takes me to something. I want you to give us a bit of what I saw on your Twitter, entrepreneur, so that people that are watching might be able to see, okay, what are they can take advantage of the entrepreneurship meeting that you have. What are the things that you guys are doing?
Okay, so one of the things we're doing is we're trying to produce a lot of the things that we need. So first, we're trying to support each other. Okay. We're trying to, for whatever we can, and we're also thinking long term. So we're trying our best to buy from each other. So what I was going to China to buy, what I was going to Germany to buy, I asked somebody that is currently doing, maybe in a small scale in Nigeria, to do it. Currently, a little significant, not significantly, maybe marginally more expensive. We are willing, like some of the guys looking at plastic materials now, they're here in Nigeria. This was not happening before. And even there's something I'm doing now for my steel parts, some of my steel parts, not the one in the vehicle, but some steel parts in the vehicle that I use in, currently I make them here in Nigeria. Even though the steel is exported, yes, but we don't have steel. But it's a Nigerian company here that is filing it, using laser to cut it, put a lot of things there, and they have the machines here. So we are all making sacrifices, because even the guy that invested in the laser machine, he's probably not making money back in the next 10 years. Even me that I'm still buying from him, I'm probably buying it at an amount that is 5 times what I'll buy it, including transportation if I buy it from China. You know that? So we're all making sacrifices, but what we're doing is doing that, we're creating jobs in the economy. We are showing the world, even from a psychological point of view, mental point of view, that we can do this in this country. So that's one of the things we're doing. We're supporting each other. Whatever we can do internally, we try to do it internally. That's one. Number two is we're using our network to try and call some people that have left Nigeria in the past to come back to Nigeria. One of the things that we're doing, well, I'm not supposed to, like I said, we're doing a lot of talking to some tire companies to see if they can come back to Nigeria. Yeah, not Michelin, but some tire companies to see if they can come back to the country. It's difficult, but we're speaking to some of that top people, some of the who is with those companies, even some of the co-owners, like part owners of the company, to see how they can come, and even if it's something very small in the country, so that we can, be growing. So we're doing all these things. We're also, another thing we're also doing is we're getting involved in, I won't say politics, I'll say governance. It's a bit overlapping, but they're a bit different, governance and politics. So, and I think governance is a little bit more encompassing. It also involves a lot of politics. So we're a bit involved we're trying to get involved in a bit of governance, and we just also include politics in a way, which is try and see if we have people of integrity who we can, support, financially, whatever whatever way, morally, whatever way, to see how we can maybe get to the House of Assembly and create better laws, and don't create crazy laws or stupid laws. Even though I feel personally, and a lot of people feel that laws are not our problem. We have some, like for example, human rights perspective, Nigeria has some of the best laws when it comes to human rights. But the reality is that we're not following it. The law that allows me to make my vehicle is one of the best in the world. I've compared our law, it's called NEIDP law, Automobile, National Automobile Investment, whatever, and National Automotive Investment Development Policy, and the laws that they use in the US. I'm sorry, like I've read it so many times now. The problem here is just in the execution. Like the law is good, it's good enough, it's very encouraging. You get. So, but it's the execution. You understand my point? For example, there are a lot of companies, there are a lot of benefits. So, like I said, it's we just need to come together. The laws are good, a lot of things are good. It's the execution that needs to be there. So we're doing. I mentioned like 3 things now. We
mentioned politics.
Yeah, governance, politics, governance. Yeah. So
you mentioned networking.
Yeah, using our network to call people in. Yeah, to call people in to people that have left, like tire companies, for example.
So leveraging each other,
and also using each other's company when we can, even if it's a little bit more expensive, but we still try and do it. Yeah. So those are some of the things we're doing, and we feel that if we continue this way, it may be a way to step by step create a better society for all of us.
So in a way, let me ask you. So do you see how the structure that allows some? Okay, how do I as a person, whatever I'm doing, how do I come into that kind of path?
So it's not a what they call it again. It's not a formalized structure or whatever. It's just entrepreneur. So if you really know that you have something to give, what you need to do is reach out to maybe me, reach out to other. I don't want to, but they didn't even share their name. Okay. So the other entrepreneurs, they are quite popular. Most of the entrepreneurs that are a big couple and around maybe below 40, okay. Maybe below 40, you see a lot of them are part of this. So we discuss on how to make it come together. So you can reach any of them. They will tell you, okay, this one. It's not as if it's not like a political party or there's no form. It's just that. Hey, come on, do you know? I just remembered one now. A week ago, somebody called, or not someone, when someone was discussing how he was going to bring some boats to ease some of the traffic problems in Lagos. You get, we're just someone we discuss. So that's how it's not as if that's his core business. He has his own business, but he just tired of seeing people spend hours in traffic. When the matter is that Lagos is so blessed with waterways that you can literally go almost everywhere in Lagos without your car. Lagos is linked to water from Badagry to Ikorodu to Apapa to Lekki to Ikoyi to Epe. Almost every part of Lagos is linked. The only part of Lagos that is not linked to water is maybe Ikeja and beyond, and maybe those Ikeja and Okaja area, which is okay, which you can, if people, why do you need to spend hours from Lekki to Apapa when you can actually just go over? In fact, you don't even need to go to CMS. Currently, we go to CMS to take a boat that you spend just 3 minutes. Literally, you can, because the lagoon is behind me here. If I was Lekki, you can not go to the lagoon here and link. I'm very sure maybe in 10 minutes you're in Apapa. So we had a discussion. People are even doing it, but this guy said he was going to invest about maybe 12 boats. Like each boat should to carry about 20 people. To do that. So he said it was going to, so I believe that next 6 months he should start. He's going to talk to the Lagos State government. So that's what I was talking about. Doing it. Not he has his own business. That's not his core business, but he's doing that to solve some problem. Of course, make money from it too. You won't do a charity. But so these are things that we're talking about. So whenever you see a problem that you can solve, try and see if you can solve it. And even if because entrepreneurship is quite difficult, especially in Nigeria. So entrepreneurs will know to do the loan, especially in Nigeria, because it's difficult. But even people that are working in banks or wherever, when an entrepreneur comes, when somebody comes, are you doing your right work? Are you doing the right thing? Are you not frustrating people? I remember how, not a government job, I remember when I went to a bank, I won't mention their name, how this lady frustrated me. A bank, a commercial bank, I'm telling you the truth, during the week, use Corona to lie. Because the week after Corona, the very next week after we were released from lockdown, I had a lot of transactions pending. So I went to the bank to do the transaction. So they were behaving like, especially one particular lady. I had to call her and say, okay, I remember what happened. I wanted to pay for diesel for this office. We didn't have light to look at diesel. And the diesel guys, my internet banking wasn't working. I can't remember why. So I went to the bank to make payment. And a lot of payments were not made though. A lot of payments were not made. I tried to transfer dollars to outside Nigeria. A lot of people were just pending transactions, plenty. I was like, no, at least get me diesel. Let me pay for diesel. Let there be even power in my office. So that we can even be able to think. Let there be AC so that we can think and know where forward. We spent like 6 weeks in lockdown. Let us know where we're going. They didn't transfer this money because they were working for this. I came in next week. This man's taking. She said there will be a lot of transactions on the table. They cannot. I think the third day or so, I had to now use, because I didn't want to call anybody. I had to now call somebody in that bank and now did it. After like a week or 2 weeks, when everything had already calmed down, I went to her and said, I needed to call somebody in one of the other branches that was senior for you to treat my transaction. Even when I begged you that it was a digital transaction, that my office did not have to, I wanted to even be able to think why you can't do my other dollar transaction. I said, how do you feel? This is your office. How do you feel if somebody that needs to bring diesel for you to sit down in this office and work refuses to pay the person? So all of you staff here, you have to sit down and eat. You have to be outside. Do you know the multiplier effect of that? Do you know you don't know, but you're not just saying when you stop my diesel. Of course, we saw the problem out because we're able to buy diesel from the UK. We're able to buy kegs, of course, but I don't like to buy kegs in the rest. Do you know my point? I'm like, what if I don't want? What if I'm not resourceful? What if we just didn't buy diesel? How do you feel if somebody decides not to give you what you need to work, and you come to work, you are hot, you are this, you are that, Imagine people that depend on my company for daily income and the rest. You cannot work because you cannot work. How do you feel? Because that time we also building my showroom. I remember we needed the light, the diesel to use the welder to use the welding machine. I said, how do you feel? I said, these are the problems. I told the woman, it's not a simple stuff. I don't believe in the bank. It's one of the big generation banks. I said, these are the problems. We ourselves, one by one, have the problems of this country. One by one, because of the lockdown, there's NCS and there's Corona. Now you see that as a reason to be lazy, not to do your work. I spent 3 days to do one transaction in Lekki, or not in the village. This Lekki here. I have to call somebody. Come on, you can't take me 3 days. You say you have a lot of work to do. You cannot do the work at home. Even if you close to customers at least they were closing for 2 of them. So even if you close customers at 12, can you know the ones that have submitted their requests? Can you not be doing them? No, sometimes I don't believe you.
Seriously, there are a lot of challenges. As you said, we as entrepreneurs, we have a lot to handle. We have a lot to do. So this question, it's in direction of startups. What do you say to startups that you have that privilege of working in an organization, business. They saw what you're capable of doing. What will you say to startups that want to share their ideas and they are not having the privilege, the platform, the opportunity to do that? What will you say to them?
What I'm about to say is a bit bitter.
Yeah. You need that truth.
I feel entrepreneurship should be about solving problems. One, solving problems. Two, creating value. Three, meeting need. Meeting the need. In exchange for profit. In exchange for a reward. Mostly profit. Now, if you're not creating a solution to a problem, you're not providing a solution to a problem, you're not meeting the need, if you're not adding value to people's lives or to the process and system, if I feel that you probably should use them to entrepreneurship and get a good job because you may not succeed. Entrepreneurship is brutal, it's very unforgiving. I'm serious. I'm like, it is a very, very difficult part. People just talk about the successful things, it's very difficult. When entrepreneurs sit down, which I think you're one, most times you hear them lamenting. Entrepreneurs on their own really talk. Half of the time, they're always lamenting. That's the truth. So so it's actually a decision. Do you want to? So to give the advice, like, there's no real advice I can give except I will be lying to you, motivating you, that I will do this or do that. It's a difficult thing. If you have a choice, if you are brilliant enough, maybe you should get a job, a very good job. I think it's a better option. But if you feel that you are uniquely positioned for a lot of reasons, Just like you mentioned, I am in entrepreneurship because I have seen both because I planned it and because nature blessed it. I have found out that I'm in a unique position to do what entrepreneurship is really about, which is very fun, provide solution, make things wrong. If I wasn't there, my brother, I'll be in maybe one oil company, one bank, or one financial company. Now, I'm not disciplining. And even at that, do you know how many times I've considered it? Do you know how many times? In fact, let me tell you the honest truth. I think this is with all sense of modesty. In fact, no, I feel or I know. I'm trying to be modest, be humble. That's what I'm saying is. I feel I am very brilliant. And I know people that are as brilliant as me. I know them. Like, when you're growing up, you know people like, people that have the mental capacity, like me. And I'm telling you the truth. Until this year, they were doing way better than me on their personal lives. I didn't get my point. You get my point? Because most people that have the drive and the brain I have are in one top oil company or one top financial institution. Even my friends that I left in Mercedes-Benz, no jokes. Like by 2018, they were like doing very well, building their own houses and the rest. I don't come on, go to do entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship takes time. And I've been lucky. So remind me that I've not been lucky. It takes time. It's just this year I can say, some people. I'm not on my age mate too. That I've been on par with them. So I won't compare myself to people that I know that if we enter the same room, I'll beat. So you have to compare apples with apples. Yeah. So those are people that they are mostly in one corporation, one or the other, one top company or the other, and they are doing fantastic.
So back to automobile industry. What's your take to carbon emission for us? Reduction of carbon emission.
So I think that we should follow what the world is doing.
Okay.
Personally, I think we should follow what the world is doing. Currently, we are in so there's some standards when it comes to carbon emission for automobile. So they're called, I don't know, it's a Euro standard. Euro 1, Euro 2, Euro 3, Euro 4, Euro 5, Euro 6. I think it's Euro 7 now. So Nigeria is currently, and funny enough, Nigeria is one of the highest in Africa. Short in terms of emission standard, one of the best in Africa. Yes. Yes. Go and check, Google it. We have one of the best law, one of the best. That's in Nigeria. In Africa, we have currently Nigeria's standard is Euro 3. Most of the African countries are Euro 2. Nigeria is, I haven't heard recently, I think Nigeria was already making laws to go to Euro 4 or making policy to go to Euro 4. But the truth of the matter is that even though we are higher, a lot of countries, even South Africa, are not on that level. And just Google it, not that level. Even though we are lower, so we are higher in a lot of countries in terms of our standard in Africa, we are still significantly low from the global perspective. We are in Euro 3. A lot of Europe are in Euro 6, and Asia in Euro 6, and America in Euro 6. In fact, the rest of the world, Europe, Asia, America in Euro 6. We are in Euro 3. They were in Euro 3 maybe 2000. I can't remember, I can't remember, but I think 2006 or 7. So imagine you are where they left. I mean, maybe 13, 14 years ago. So, but the reality is that that's what I'm saying about government cannot just change anything because it's a system. So when one changes, emission standard expensive. So you have to ask yourself: do you have a population to pay for those things? So what's the mean? So for example, now NORD is a company we have. In fact, it is even cheaper for us because our research and development, because they did not in Nigeria, they did in Europe, were designed for Euro 6 vehicles. Most of our engines were designed for Euro 6 vehicles. So we designed, these are most of our R&D for vehicles that are good enough to be sold in Europe in terms of everything, including emission. Now, but we have to understand that, so when you bring a Euro 6 engine or vehicle, which is an engine to Nigeria, which is a fuel system or the combustion system and the rest, if you put the fuel we have here, it will spoil the engine over time, maybe over a year, which is bad. Do you get my point? Because the engine, so it's not only the type of engine that gets you the emission. The emission is what comes out of the exhaust pipe. It's also the type of fuel you buy. You understand? It's also the type of fuel you buy. So the fuel in Nigeria has a lot of impurities. That only a vehicle that is Euro 3 compliant can use it. If you put this kind of fuel in a vehicle that is Euro 6, you will start to have issues over time. Maybe a year. That's why you see a lot of vehicles that come from America. After some time, you see you hear mechanical saying you need go to sensor. You need this one. You know, those are the things.
Now, when we were talking, you said something that actually triggered a question, which has to do with our education. You said something around research and development, and you have to go and to do it.
Yeah.
How can you, as a person, or how can you encourage entrepreneurs in this industry to enable or make our development a reality? We see so many researches being done. So, what's your take to this? You understand my question, sir?
I understand. The honest truth again is that we have to take it step by step.
Where are
we are still, when it comes to Africa, we are very top, but when it comes to the world, we are still, just like I mentioned, we are still not too. So if I say I want to do the R&D in Nigeria, first of all, how many Nigerians are willing to do it? So the time. So we have to step by step. And for me, as well as this company, say this. I may not in my lifetime see the benefits, and I'm okay with that. That's the mentality. I may not, and I'm okay with that. It may take more than 40 years, and I'm 32, so 40 years plus 32 is 72. So it may take more than that. It may take up to 50 years. Yeah, that's my dream. That's my dream. Jigger. So because it's a long-term project, it may take time. Some of our problems are actually cultural. How many people in this country are willing to devote their time and energy into R&D and not make money? Because you might not make money. You understand? Like, see, we're people that gravitate towards financial reward. That's why you can hardly say Nigeria wants to be a firefighter. I have a friend, this is my personal friend. He's in Germany, he's from Germany. His father is very rich. His father is a millionaire in euros. Multi-millions, not small money. And this guy is a firefighter. And he's proud, happy. He's living a lovely, happy life. Because that's what gives him joy. Entrepreneurship will kill him. Working for money will kill him. He doesn't want it. In fact, what makes him happy is that there was a fire somewhere, he quenched it. You need to see how he talks about it. How happy he is to quench fire. Me, I like money. And that's why I went for entrepreneurship. I will not deceive myself. There are people like that outside Nigeria. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. Most entrepreneurs are not only problem solvers. You can solve problems without being an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs are financial driven. They like money. That's truth of the matter. All Jeff Bezos, they are all looking for billions and millions. That's the truth, including me. Most entrepreneurs are. But the good thing is this. That's why you have to be honest with yourself. And that's one of the problems we have in this country. There it is almost outside Nigeria, it's almost equally distributed. Those that like money know themselves and they move towards entrepreneurship. Because that's a good way to make money. They don't go to politics. Because you shouldn't make money in politics. What politics gives you is power and influence. I get my point. But we're in a country where everything, including R&D, do you understand? Including firefighting, including politics, everything is tailored around me, including journalism. That's why you hear this brown envelope journalism. It shouldn't be. You should provide content so that your radio station or TV station will want to be watched. Then people will come and do adverts, which will in turn allow your company pay you well. So the more content you can provide to make your TV station more viewed is what will determine how much advert that comes to you. But no, an average Nigerian journalist here wants to collect the brand. So even things that are supposed to just be, so that's the thing with that. It's like, I was telling someone that, even though my friend argued with me and made some good points, I don't know, but I feel that there are too many entrepreneurs in Nigeria. But he argued that it's our mentality. Maybe I'm trying to be nice. Because every Nigerian, that's what the problem with this. Even policeman. It's supposed to be policeman is almost the same mentality as a firefighter. It's supposed to want to be a policeman because you want to stop crime, you want to stop the bad guys. Prince William as well, I don't know, one of the current princes, served in the British Royal Air Force for some years because he wanted to save his country. He went to war, not Joko, the Queen, he flew firefighters to war, to some of the NATO's, whatever, which means that he could have been killed. He flew some firefighters. Because whenever I try to put myself in the position, I can understand. Now he's feeling okay. And no matter what you say, he will say, no, I risk my life for my country, so you cannot say I'm unworthy. I think that's also the thing that comes with it. You don't understand? But we don't have all those things in Nigeria. Everything in Nigeria is about money. So to answer your question, you have to make question. So We have to take it step by step.
We know so
which can take
professors that
which can take
research, so many lecturers that done so many. So those things are not turned to reality. They are not turned to innovations. They are not turned
so let me ask you a question. And I know some of them. I know some very good professors. Actually, I went to Lagos Business School, so most of the people there do their focus on their work, and they also paid well, very good. Do you understand? So, but we cannot use some of the few exceptions as a thing. I know a lot of people, and if you know a lot of lecturers, there are exceptions, there are good ones.
Yeah.
I personally even know some of them, and I think a lot of them are even in Lagos Business School. A lot of very good ones. But Lagos Business School is about business, not about engineering or it's about business research, human behavior research, those kind of things. So now I've seen, no jokes. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you some. There was one time one of my friends, someone that I knew, got money to do some research about insecurity in the north. I don't want to tell you how much he got, but he got a lot of money. And he told me that he got the money. And a week later, he called me and asked me if I could get him a Mercedes-Benz ML. Yeah, of course I couldn't. I didn't even have, because I was focused on NORD then. But you don't need to tell me. I didn't ask him, but I don't need to be a prophet to know that the way he wants to buy the ML is from the money, the grant he has got to do some research for against insurgency in the north. So what he's done is probably send somebody to the north, because I didn't even need to travel. You understand? Like, you just got the money today. You not even, at least if you are asking this maybe a year later, I wonder if you've done the job and everything. You want to buy the car because and you cannot blame them too, because I also know very hard work. I have one of my friends came in last week, an architect. And this guy is always borrowing cars when he comes to see people like me, his true friends. He drives Honda. Anywhere he's going to meet somebody, he's always going to borrow one of our correct friends or one of our Range Rover or G-Wagon or something. And do you know what? I'm not blaming him, because I have first-hand seen, starting with that my friend, like I said, when people have refused him jobs because he wasn't driving a very good car. I've seen it. It's not as if this is. I've seen it. So it's a cultural thing which we have to change too. We have to change. So you cannot even want to learn. So that's why you cannot even learn, because people that I'm working with, even in China, they are just happy to solve the problem. The money is secondary. No jokes. They want to be the first to solve this problem. They want to be the first to produce so that can work well in the heat of Africa and Middle East. They're happy to solve the problems. So, but here, and that's why you won't. Because, see, what drives you is how you go. If money making is driving you, you will always want to make money. So when you are conversing with the person here in Nigeria, for example, every time you're conversing, you always go towards when you're going to make your next payment for transaction. It will be mainly about your next payment. When are you making the payment? When are you making the payment? You think not so much about the problems research is going through, the things research needs to happen. Which is what come and check on my chat with my guys in Germany. That's what we're talking about. Always talking about problems. How to solve this problem. We rarely talk about the money, even though I pay them, even though they are not cheap. But we always talk about the money, about the payment, about the problem and the engineering.
So I really appreciate.
So that one we need to change our culture. It's when you change culture, you can now start saying you want to now change certain things. That's the honest truth. We may not want to accept it, but that's the truth.
So what's your take of non-automobile to electric vehicles?
So when I was coming this morning, somebody asked me that question, my friend. And I asked him a question. So first of all, NORD, since 2016, we've had technology to produce electric vehicles. Our own in-house developed technology. Our own IP, intellectual property, to produce electric vehicles. We have it since 2016. But I've asked myself the question, but should I invest the amount of money in producing this new electric vehicle models when I can produce more that I will sell now? That's a business question. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I told my friend today. Do you want solutions to Nigeria's problems, or you want sensationalism? That's what I just told you this morning. Should I repeat that? Do you want a solution to Nigeria's problem, or you want sensationalism, sensations? You want me to, because if I make a level, which I'm going to do next thing, because a lot of people are acting, I'm not going to do it because we spent some money developing that technology. So I'm not going to show you so that one person does not do it in 10 years time and they'll be claiming it. Let me just do it for the record. But that's not Nigeria's problem now. Sorry, it is not Nigeria's problem now. People even have issues charging their phone.
Probably one of the reasons why it would be a problem is because of the combustion of carbon and emission of carbon.
But
compared to what you are doing, you are one.
Did you see
in million?
Yeah.
You are saying something about what's kind of what you call that June. You said you call it E something.
Euro 6.
Euro 6, yeah. So, but many other that's coming into Nigeria, they are still.
Yeah, but currently we are doing Euro 4 and 5. Currently we are not doing Euro 6 for Nigerians, so we don't have to spend more. I have to spend $1,000 per car for conversion. Imagine. So, because my vehicles actually come in Euro 6, but I have to convert them to Euro 5 so that they come Euro 6 for it to suit the fuel in Nigeria. So to go back to your question, simple and straightforward. Do we have the power? Do we have the technology to produce electric vehicles? No. Yes. Clear. We can produce it tomorrow if you want. We have it standby. We make electric vehicles. In fact, like I said earlier, this next year, maybe before June, I'll produce an electric vehicle of the tank. Enough time. Just so that you can see.
Okay. That leads me to the next.
Well, I don't think I want to go commercial.
Can you tell us your models?
Okay, we have the NORD tank, we have the NORD Max, we have the NORD Fleet, we have the NORD Boat, we have the A3, NORD A3, we have the NORD A5, we have the NORD Yan.
Yeah.
We have the NORD ASO also.
Now, I want to talk about technology in Nigeria. IoT, AI, and all of those things. Because it's one of the things that this guy. I said something earlier. I'm perceiving at the point that you're going to do what you can do. Because I could see you take advantage of opportunities. You don't just sit there. And that's the trend. That's why I call you a crazy man. I'm sorry to you.
No, it's fine. It's okay.
So I could see. I told somebody yesterday, I'm perceiving that even your dream of solving problems in agriculture, you're already doing that. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you're investing in agriculture already, but I just have a feeling that you've gotten to that status where you can invest in it. So yes, please say something about it.
So yeah, you're right. I don't like to make noise until I don't like to talk about things that I do until I've done them. That's my style. So even NORD, people are always saying NORD has been doing great things since 2018. And from 2018, we've gotten to the point where we could have made a lot of noise, but we chose not to until now because I just don't like when we are working on one leg. I want us to understand it. So for the agriculture, yes, we've started investing. My parents are even the managers of the place. We have a big farm in Abeokuta. So we're farming maize and cassava. But it hasn't gotten to my standard yet. That's why I've not done a lot of maybe invited people there. So because of course I'm concentrating on NORD. So when NORD maybe is okay, I'm going to go there. There are certain ways I like to do my things. I like to do my things in a very professional and global, world-class way. So basically go there, ensure that the staff are enjoying. I don't even know the staff. I don't even know if they are okay. So I don't want to talk too much about it, But the farm is there. We're making some cassava, making some maize, we're selling it. And that's what I'm talking about. I don't even know if the supply chain, because currently we're just selling, making and selling, which I think is a waste. We're supposed to process it, make things better. Like I said, add value. That's entrepreneurship, really, add value. You can just, but we're going there. So I started agriculture. We're currently working on about 20 acres of land. Yeah, we have about 75, but we're using only 20 for now.
Yeah, I heard something about IoT technology and whatever. Can you say something about technology?
Mm-hmm. So the technology in Nigeria is okay, depending on how you want to see it. So Nigeria is a very funny country where we are excelling in some parts, we're not excelling in some parts. So, but generally, I think we are part of the world. Generally, trust me. At least in Lagos, because when I'm telling on Twitter, some people say, "Hey, okay, I'm talking about my own Nigeria that I know, Lagos, Ogun State, Rivers State, Delta State. I know those places very well. Abuja, I don't know about the north so well because I don't go to the north so well, so I don't know.
You don't know about Enugu.
Enugu is okay. So basically, you know what? So what's technology really? Like compare technology to anywhere else in the world, whether China, this thing. You use phones. Chinese, everybody uses phones. I play my PS on whatever they call it on online play. You play it. The reason why they don't play it, maybe one play, maybe they don't have money to buy cable. So, but the truth of the matter is that you can play it anywhere in Nigeria. You can do Zoom calls. You can do basically what any American can do. You can do basically what any German can do. That's the truth. So
that's a perspective.
That's it. So from one side, from internet banking, mobile banking, we are far ahead of the rest of the world. Baba, have you tried to send money from Germany before? You know that Nigeria, you think that Germany is in 1942 and Nigeria is where we are. You don't understand. We are so ahead of them, even the US. Even when I send things to some of my guys in the US, to send money from one branch to another in the US.
I remember I had a conversation with the brother and we were talking about blockchain technology and like India and we were talking about
so basically, so I think so in terms of internet banking, I think we're ahead of the rest of the world, and I think we're not even taking advantage of that. We should make noise on it more. We're ahead of the rest of the world, and then but other things like maybe are we going to the moon? Okay, what's the technological advancement of our military? So those things are we're lacking behind. But I think we're lacking behind not because we don't have expertise. Nigerians are the ones go to NASA, go to a lot of places. I have friends, my personal friends, that went to the same secondary school as me, are working in NASA currently. I have a friend that very small girl is currently working in NASA, not even in the US. For some I didn't even know that NASA is not only in the US, like it's NASA, but she's working in NASA in Netherlands. You understand? So they even have stations outside the US, So and she's a Nigerian girl, doing well, brilliant girl, So she just left Nigeria no more than 8 years, 10 years ago. She's in NASA already. So that shows that Nigerians can, if they want to, right? So, and that's why you can see that when it comes to technology, we are doing well for our phones or our this and that. We're doing quite well. Twitter, even Jack said the Nigerian Twitter is really top. But so the other ones that we're not doing well, maybe not having our own satellite in the West. I'll take you back to two things too. So we have to look at our culture, how we do things. This our money chasing thing allows us not to be long term. All these things are long term. And number two is our budget. We don't have a budget. I just read recently that the US military, which is very big, let's not compare, but the US military's budget for 1 year is like it's 20 times. It's Nigeria's whole budget, not only military, the whole Nigeria's budget for 20 years. That's what the US is spending as military budget in 1 year. Military. So you don't expect them. They have more money to play around. You understand? Like more things to do and experiment. You get my point. But I think apart from all those ones, which I just feel that they're just budgetary constraints, financial constraints. If we have the money, I'm sure we'll be able to send people to the moon if we have the money. But we don't just have. And like I say, also culture. If you read about how the US went to the moon, the US planned it for 16 years. 16 years, 3 presidents. And the plan was still going on. Do you know what? Sometimes it's unbelievable to smile at what I'm saying in Nigeria. Where You have 3 presidents working on their own goal. Three presidents, 2 different political parties, but still working on an American goal. Or, like you said, the goals for man. Like you say, man standing on the moon is not America standing on the moon. It's man standing on the moon. So those are things that, to me, it's just cultural. Nigerians are not like that. In Nigeria, when a new government comes in, the first thing it wants to do is supposed to work. That's I heard. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that's one of the reasons why I don't have power till today.
Oh.
Like that, Obasanjo already sealed the deal for electricity, sold to a lot of people, privatized a lot of things, and the rest. You know, to some companies, Siemens. You know, I don't know how true it is, but this is what I read. You know, and when Yar'Adua came in, the first thing he did was he heard that it was corrupt or whatever, is to suspend everything. And of course, by the time everything was gone, those people said, oh, the prices of things have changed. That's how we are where we are today. So that government is a continuous process, which is something we need to agree in Nigeria. We don't. Yeah. It's one country, different political parties, different ideologies, but it's one country. One country. Yeah. So patriotism is developing in the country. Above anything.
Very much. Do we have any questions?
I have a question. Are you foreseeing, or are you intending to go into other aspects of the automotive industry, like bikes? Then,
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so long term, or is it a long term vision?
Maybe 5 years. I don't know
5
if
years.
5 years is long term or short
Okay.
term. But 5 years, yes. Before Lagos should actually ban Okada, we're talking to Okada, their hierarchy to make them bikes, cheaper bikes than we currently have, cheaper, better bikes than we currently have. Because they'll be assembling a lot of companies that are importing from Nigeria. So yeah, but of course Lagos State, so we couldn't do that.
Okay.
And very soon, about 5 years, we're going to launch our super luxury segment, like super luxury, like Formula One, like super luxury segment. So yeah.
Okay, so then one more thing, and when he asks about the electric vehicles, and you consider that we don't have power supply, constant power supply in Nigeria, so what about going solar? How feasible is it for not to go solar?
So
Yes.
solar, if you have solar at home, you will know that it will not be so efficient. At least at the level, at the standard. I don't know what happens in the next 10 years. Technology is very, people can create a new source of battery now that will be able to conserve a lot of power, energy, So I don't know. But as it stands now, solar energy cannot produce enough power to power a car for the number of kilometers you need. So I'll give you a good example. Let's say you put a solar. Why do you think Tesla has not put a solar panel on their roof? Because the power, the size of the roof is like this table, or maybe smaller than this table. The power that a solar panel on this roof would generate and save will probably take you 1 kilometer after 1 hour of charging. What's 1 kilometer? From here to Lake is about 2 kilometers. So you need to charge my car for 2 hours for it to move from here to Lake this one. So that's why even the likes of Tesla don't have it.
But peradventure, a technology is developed. Are you foreseeing?
We're all looking forward to it. There's another technology I'm looking at. I don't know. I know Tesla is looking at it. So a lot of people are looking at it. We're working on it too. Is
hydrogen
fusion? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So we're looking at it very well because it's something that can help us in Nigeria a lot. Because the byproduct of that is water. So when instead of it to come out, there's no emission, just water comes out of a pipe, almost like your AC. Do you remember? So the way your AC leaks water, that's the way your car will be leaking water after running. So, but the thing is this: currently, hydrogen is 30% less efficient than solar. The truth of the matter is that combustion engine is still the most efficient when you brand new. But it's just the only problem with combustion engine is that
Carbon.
Yeah,
For example. Yes.
So we're also looking at that because maybe that might be because Nigerians, especially Lagos, who's going to wait to charge their car? People even have issues starting their phone. You know, so maybe you can get hydrogen stations. Maybe we're working on that actually. I'll decide in about 2 or 3 years. Our R&D team are currently working on that.
Do you have any questions on that?
Okay, yeah, finally. Sorry. Are you looking at going into other transport aspects? Like, I mean, boats, trains, yeah.
Maybe on, yeah, looking at everything like you mentioned.
Okay.
Anything I can make, like I'm Amazon, I can never say never.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Do you have any questions online?
Online, no questions. No, there are no questions.
Thank you very much. It's awesome. Yeah. I really appreciate being with you. I never imagined myself sitting in front of you. So, yeah, it's a wonderful experience. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.